So, gameplay in the background is Search and Destroy. I did really well. This is a competitive game battles game, so you know I had some good picks, and these kids were good. I think one of the kids was ranked like 5,000. One kid was 10,000 as far as his game battle score. So whatever. It was on his host. Like there's no bullshit. So I hope you guys enjoy that in the background. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Matusik, and I got something pretty different. Now, not different to you guys. You've seen this all over YouTube. People are telling you how to play the game, that kind of thing. How to improve your accuracy. I hear all the time, what kind of controller do you use? I tell them I have a SCUF controller. And everybody thinks, oh, I gotta get a SCUF. Like, you don't. Okay, I played from Nintendo 64 to Xbox, PS2, PS1, PS3, Xbox 360, Xbox One controller, and I think I know what the best controller is. Now, yes, I do use a SCUF, and this is what people think the SCUF is the best for. The back paddles. Jump shot and prone shot. Drop shot. Now, yeah, that's cool and all, but I was doing that before we even had back paddles. And I don't know why people think this is such a hard concept. To do a jump shot and you're on your right analog stick trying to aim, use the back part of your thumb to hit the A button. So if you're playing, you're like this, and you boom, like that. I mean, it's like a quarter of a second. It's not that big of a deal. Everybody's like, well, yeah, it will increase my aim by 0.1 second. Like, what the fuck? Like, whatever, dude. Alright, is that worth 150 bucks? Not really in my opinion. This controller, yeah. It's the Payback Money Edition. Now here's the thing that I think is the best about this controller. Look at the concave part of this analog. It's the original Xbox 360 dome stick, right? But look at my aiming knob. My analog stick there is a PS3 analog, which is why I love this controller. Because I find, and I don't know if anybody's coined this term, but I call it slapsticking, slap aiming, or whatever you want to call it, is when you're like playing on 6 or 7 sensitivity as far as Ghost, and you just flick, like you flick to your targets, like you're like, it's pretty hard. Like that's something that takes a long time to learn, and I'll show you some gameplay and show you what I mean by that, but that's more something you want to do with a sub, like a submachine gun. Controllers are out of the way, guys. You can use anything, honestly, but let me go back in time real quick. Back in Call of Duty 4, me and my buddy, we were both going for the sniper challenge of where you get the golden Dragunov, and you would have to get 150 headshots with each sniper rifle. We did achieve this accomplishment. We got to the point where we were getting about 12 headshots a game, which is pretty good. We were sniping moving targets, and that's how I got really good with headshots and like upper body shots. But what you want to focus on is setting a goal. Try to find a sensitivity you like. Everybody in these videos talk about sensitivity. That's important, but you need to start somewhere in the middle. Now, I would pick like Call of Duty Ghost-wise, I would pick like a 5 or a 6. I play on 6 for submachine gun and AR, but my buddy plays on a 2. So, I mean, it's what works for you, okay? So, find what you're able to snap to targets with. And like I said, my buddy plays on a 2, so he's probably not slapsticking. He's probably not going whoosh, 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 over to targets. He's gliding over people, which is really good if you're an AR player. So, kudos to him. He knows who he is. I do that too, but it's a lot harder on a 6 sensitivity, I will agree. That's where that PS3 analog stick comes in mind, because it's very like, it's not as touchy, it's very sensitive when I go over it. But, you know, let me grab the controller real quick and show you what I'm talking about. First thing is when you're playing as a sub player. Now, you don't want to hold down the aim stick and then trying to like aim down the target and you're shooting like da-da-da-da-da and you're bouncing all over the place. You've already fucked up. When you're shooting and like you get a couple good shots and you find that you're like, oh shit, my accuracy's gonna go off in a second because it's going all over the place, or he's shooting you, or his buddy's farting on you, whatever. What you need to do is you need to let go of that, hold down the gun stick, like keep shooting at him, and then pull up the aim again and pull it back up. Like keep popping this when you need to. So like your gun will go up and then you'll pull it up here and there when you have to. Don't get too crazy with that, but that's really good in close quarters, because with steady aim and stuff like that, like you're just gonna be unstoppable. As far as, let's go back to the history of things. When you're running up on somebody like in a hard point, Black Ops 2 era, what I would do is I would hit both at the same time. Now if they're really close to me, like they're like right over here, like right next to my shit, I would just steady aim, just destroy them. You don't even need to aim. But if they're like they're out of your white reticle box, you know what I'm talking about, the white reticles, I hit both because I start shooting as I'm aiming. Now you guys are like, well, is that really going to help me or something like that? Yeah, sometimes it won't. It's kind of a luck draw. So when you're shooting as you're pulling your gun up, it's closing those white reticles, and maybe 2 shots hit them, okay? But we all know Call of Duty's, like, their spread, the way the bullets spread, can be lucky. You might hit 1 or 2 bullets that hit him in the head and get you headshot damage, and then by the time you pull up your gun all the way up, he's already melted, he's done, he's dead. And that's how I get away with a lot of shit. That's a really good tip. Another thing, this is probably the most important part about aiming and accuracy in general, especially as a sub player. Now, you could do this with an assault rifle, but if you're playing competitive, you're not using stalker, so it's not as good. But as a sub player, you need to use both of these, okay? I see a lot of people, they stand still, or they move a little bit, and they just rely all on the right analog stick. That's not gonna do it. That's not gonna kick it. What you need to do is, you need to just try to get in the habit of using your right analog aiming stick for up and down. And then, I mean, if they're like fucking way over in the corner, yeah, you need to slap stick to them, and then from there on, what you need to do is just go left and right to move yourself and kind of strafe to them. So that's what I've always done, and that's what works for me. I find that if you start going crazy trying to manage up, down, left, and right on your right analog stick, your accuracy is just gonna drop. It's just plain knowledge. Proof, Call of Duty 4, I had like I mean, there's a lot of shots that didn't add up because I was playing off a 3G wireless card, but my accuracy was like under 20%. In the games nowadays, I have a really good accuracy rating, and I just find that it works. So anyways, guys, definitely click both at the same time so you're shooting as you're bringing the gun up. You don't want to waste any time. Every second counts. You might get some lucky headshot damage. And to tell you guys what you need to start out as, I told you that you want to try to aim for something. I challenge a lot of shots because I get headshot damage. Like, I'm really accurate. I'm not shooting them in the leg. You want to try to start out hitting them in the waist and above, okay? And if you're hitting them there, your gun's gonna recoil up and it's probably get you some more damage. It might get you headshot damage. Now, this is a perfect example. You guys remember the M8A1 from Call of Duty Black Ops 2? During league play, people are getting one burst on you sometimes. You're like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do what they do because I know exactly how they're getting one burst shots. People didn't really look into it, but I know how it worked. You shoot the guy right in the sternum, right in the center of the chest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hits him in the head. The 4th shot gets headshot damage, it kills him. Sometimes you needed to get 2 shots in the head to kill him. So it would hit right in the throat, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And you get headshot damage, you kill him. Melt. The gun had little recoil, so like you had to be pretty good with it, but because if you shot like at a far distance, it might pop up over his head, that last bullet. This is where the AK-47 came into play, okay? The AN-94 in Black Ops 2, it was a warrior gun. Look at every warrior there was. People in like pubs that were just destroying it. You're like, how are they melting me? How the fuck, what the fuck? And then Captain Crane's like, I'm the best player in the world. Yeah, the reason why is they're a good player probably, but they know what they're doing as far as aiming. What they did is they shot you with the AK, they shot you a little bit above the waist, and about 4 or 5 bullets, that gun had such recoil, it would go bump, 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 bump right up to the head and kill you. The gun had a lot of power too, so one shot to the head was a lot of damage. So that's why the AK was so prominent. Look at the guns that you like to use also. Like if you like to use a submachine gun that's weak, you better be you gotta work with the recoil. You better be finding out how the gun recoils upwards and try to shoot so that your last bullet hits him in the head. I mean, and then when you get really good, you can just go for a headshot, but I wouldn't start just going for a straight headshot. I'd be going for the best, like the optimal is like the neck, because all guns have recoil and they might strafe left and right, and that's gonna make your shot a lot harder. So that's what I got for you guys for submachine gun gameplay. In the next video, I'll be doing the AR and how that works, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like and share this video to everybody you know. Tell your buddies because it really helps me out. We hit 1,300, so I appreciate that, guys. And I really want to do this subscriber questions video, but I need some more questions. And I'm going to respond to you guys. I didn't forget your tweets. Like, I'm just storing them so I can make a video out of it. And it'll be a good time, guys. It'll be good.